The trips are powerful, right? Then you want to retain more folks, you got to get them on the conference calls. You got to get retention. 2 things. Have them take a trip, get them a check with their name on it. Retention. Okay? And then it's replication. How do we do it all over again? That's where you plug into your upline leadership and find out what the applicable systems are. Right? I'll give you just a quick one on recruiting. Okay, here's the script. So folks know, what does he say? Right? Peak interest, show the plan, three-way phone calls. PS3. Peak interest, show the plan, three-way phone call. Kimberly, knowing what you know now about Priceline, if you can go back 10 years, would you invest in it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. If she said no, she is not qualified. Keep going. If she said yes, she's a builder, right? She understands this. Well, look, I found something bigger than that. There's a private call tonight at 9 o'clock, and I'm working with a group of business owners that are really tearing this thing up. They said, if I could find someone like you, I can invite you to the call. Can you make it?
Yes.
I'm going to text you the number and call you right after. Fair enough?
Fair.
That's a very happy path. That's the easy way. Now ask me what's it about.
What's it about?
Well, look, I don't want to mess this up. I have 3 open spots. I got 10 more folks to call. I thought of you first. Just want to know if you can make it.
I'm not quite sure if I can do it.
My fault. I apologize. I'll call you later. Probably not for her right now. A lot of folks, I've seen it many times, guys. Oh, we got trips. Went to Barcelona. We got $20 quota to 100% match, 3x7 match. If you're spending more than 30 to 45 seconds on an invitation, that's not an invitation, that's a sale. And right now, we're forming a coalition of the willing. See, I was in the military. I understand it. I'd rather run with 5 than drag 1,000. Right? PS3. The S is show the plan. You want to put them in front of some information. It can be an online presentation. It can be a conference call. It can be a recorded call. It can be a sit down. Whatever that point of exposure is, you want the system to show the plan for you. The system will do the work for you. I said this the other day, so don't mess with me up. But how many folks in this room wash their own clothes? No, you don't. The washing machine does. Your only job is to put the stuff in the system. Are you with me? Right? The more you put in the system, the more it can turn out. And watch this. When they turn out, yes or no, that means the system still works. So watch this. Let's just say that Kimberly got a chance to look at the presentation. Kimberly, what did you like best? That's the only time I've ever scripted. What did you like best about what you heard or saw?
The member trips.
The member trips. That does not require a 3-way phone call. Great. Let's go ahead and lock your spot in. I'm going to send you my link. If you have any questions for me after that, let me know. Matter of fact, corporate has some amazing training to the back office. And if you need anything from me, let me know. That's the member trips. I have folks call me all the time. I got this lady on the line. She's jacked out her mind that she can go to Punta Cana for 5 days for $296. Book it. I'm not going. So, but no, as you said, the business, the money, the opportunity, then you start leveraging your plugged-in upline sponsorship. So that they can actually do a 3-way phone call. The purpose of the 3-way is very clear, guys. It's not that you edify, Jason Cross or Ann Jones and they get a big head. It's creating a platform so they can re-edify you, that your prospect will trust you enough that he can do the handoff back to you. Are you with me on that? And I'll tell you right now, if you haven't done 3 ways, it's just ego. EGO, edging God out. There's no humility. That's all. The 3-way phone call is the most underutilized tool in the industry. While I'm sitting here, you see 2 text messages, right? Okay. Well, the rest of them you can't see. I've had 7 text messages for 3-way phone calls since I've been here. In this room. God, I do at least 30 a day. My goal is 15. Some folks say, well, what are you looking for? I'm looking for balance in life. No, if you're balanced, you're broke. Yep. Uh-oh, I touched a nerve. I'm not trying to be balanced. I got permission from the family to be out of balance for 6 months. That makes sense? My 10-year-old, my 7-year-old, I got permission from them to be out of balance. But I promise you, Christmas is going to look real, real good around Team Sterling. Right? So here we go. Replication. Plug into the systems. I'm going to talk about 2 last things. One is what we call the 4 mental enemies. You're going to run into these things, as you grow your business, you will run into the 4 mental enemies as you grow your business. Watch this. Remember, an artist anticipates challenge and change, right? The very first mental enemy is objection. Someone's going to tell you no. I get excited about no's. You know why? Because there's a direct commission that's paid out of $50, right? When you sign somebody, you make $50. If they're coded to you, you also make a $20 coded bonus. Based on your pin level, you make anywhere from $5 to $20 for a team bonus. In my example, I make $90 when someone joins my business. Personally. That makes sense? Okay? So if someone tells me no, I get excited. Because everybody, if you get 10 no's, I promise you one person's going to sign up. At $90 per person, that means it's $9 every time someone tells me no. How many $9 do you want to collect? Get excited about no's. That makes sense? Some folks shut down. Man, they told me this thing would be simple. We never said easy. The systems and the principles are simple. It's easier not to do it. Right? You go down the list, watch this. Just tell me this. Somebody knows top point to you to say yes. You want to join a travel business? She said yes. You said no. You ever heard of vacation? What about doing? Sir? Yes. Yes. I just made $90. It's $9 every time somebody told me no. On the 10th person, watch this. Your batting average will get better. Your average will get better, right? Watch this. Every time someone tells me no and I'm talking to them on the phone, I've met every person I've ever talked to on the phone, but in a different body. It's just a different personality, right? But the more folks you talk to, the closer you get to your desired result. Someone like a Jason Cross, easily talk to 10 people, 7 will sign up. Maybe I talk to 10 and 1 signs up. If I talk to 100, I get 10. Who won the game? What we lack in skill set at the beginning, we make up for in numbers. Are you with me that, right? Okay. So objections will be the very first mental enemy that you will encounter. Anticipate objections. There's nothing wrong with them. The second mental enemy after objection is going to be deception. And a lot of times you're going to buy into deception. You're going to be sitting out in the hallway, the presentation's going on, you're going to miss a golden nugget, and you're going to be waiting on Johnny, who's set up around the corner. I'll be there in 5 minutes, and here I hop over at Oates, Maryland. Man, you're going to come by and put 1,000 people in the room this weekend. And you get there, and that person's not even there. It's nothing wrong with it. Just anticipate it. Right? Folks will tell you no. It's nothing wrong with no. Just anticipate objection. Are you with me there, right? The third mental enemy is going to be apathy. Apathy.
Lazy.
Yeah.
He's lazy.
Just imagine 50 people signed up and 37 quit. Are you strong enough to handle that?
Yeah, that's right.
You never get on an emotional roller coaster in this business. Never. That has nothing to do with your goal. Someone signs up. Watch it. This new team that came in and put 500 people in 16 days, whatever, 15 days. Awesome. They can all quit next week. It has nothing to do with my goal. Lord forbid. Right? But it's okay. Watch this. You ever get excited? Watch this. It's a book called The 4 Agreements in Chapter 2, says never take it personal. And it's talking about compliments and criticism. I don't take compliments personally because I don't know the motivation for which to stand.
That's right.
I receive it. I thank them. It's always a spirit of gratitude, but I don't take criticism or compliments personally. Because both of them can become distractions. Right? And distractions are meant to do what? Distract. Okay? And the last one is called attrition. This is powerful, guys, because folks are going to leave. They're supposed to leave. You just want to pray they leave early.
Get out, right?
Right? And you want to get to a place in your business where you're doing the Pareto principle. You're working with the people that are producing. I don't take phone calls from everybody. I can't. There's not enough time in the day. Right? I can't take phone calls from everybody. But what I can do is I can work with the ones that are producing. It doesn't mean that you don't care for people, don't love people. What you do is you got a large group, and as you will have a large group, right? Is you find a platform where you can work with more people. You mentor the few, but you coach the masses. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe you got 10, 15 legs of business, for example. And you can't work with all of them, but you create the environment where you can coach and teach all of them. And that's why the conference calls are so important, right? And they're going to raise their hand. Somebody's going to raise their hand. They're going to hit national. You're not going to know who they are. If you want to walk into a room where you have nationals, internationals, and diamonds, you haven't met them yet. You see where we're going with that? That's going to be real powerful. Okay. The last thing I'm going to share with you guys is going to be the 3 laws of building. Good stuff so far?
Yes.
Okay. The 3 laws of building. Okay. The first law of building, I get this all the time. Can you come talk to my team? There's like 7 of them. No, that's like a spades group. The first law of building, right, is a recruit is not a recruit until they have a recruit. And what do you mean by that? Okay. I actually, if you want to know the Sterling method, I take that a step further. Because the matrix moves on what? The magic number?
3.
So I say a recruit's not a recruit until you take an executive. Because 3 moves the matrix. And we're about moving genealogies, right? We're about creating income. So a recruit's not a recruit, Sterling method, until they hit executive. So we help someone get 3, then they really become a recruit. Okay? Second law of building is you don't have a team until you take this person, this is you sponsor someone, you help them get their 3. Okay, this is the first law of building. Second law of building says, no team, you don't have a team, until you take that recruit 4 levels deep. See, I give you an example. There's a team that just joined my business, and a lot of them have sponsored a lot of people, but never made a lot of money. Because when you recruit, you make income. When you build depth, you create wealth. Are you with me on that?
Yes.
You sponsor this person right here, we'll call him Charles, right? Charles brings in Tammy. I want to be in Tammy's home within 48 hours. Now, my home, my home's too small. Great. You want a small home, a lot of people, it's more exciting. Now, you want a bigger home, you have a presentation, you get a bigger home. Make sense? I had one lady in Charlotte, North Carolina, she said, you don't understand, I don't have a sofa. Great, we'll make them stand up in the kitchen. Execution over excuses. Okay? So I get to Tammy's home, and my goal as a teacher, I was reading this down to you. Here are the kind of people you want to invite. I call them the 5 checkers. Here's who you want to invite to your home. Are they married? Do they have children? Do they make at least $40,000 a year? Right? 3 or 5? What did I say so far? Married, children, $40,000. There's 2 more, I promise you. That's what I was saying.
Can they spare 149?
25 to 42. There we go. If they meet at least 3 of those 4, you want to invite them first. Because 85% of the people in network marketing that make over 6 figures meet 3 out of those 4. Are you with me? The 5th one is an optional one. It's called influence. Can they bring some more people to the table as well? Okay? So I give her that quick list, and our team, we have a little private launch, a little text you send out, and this is how you invite them out, a little script. They invite them out to the house. My goal is to get over there. The purpose of me doing a presentation is not to sign anyone else up. Let's say she has three guests, right? My goal is to get the other guest's house within 48 hours. That's called BAM FAM. Book a meeting from a meeting. Maybe they don't want to sign up. Maybe they're thinking about it. I'm in someone else's home within 48 hours. That makes sense? And also, another law is, if you sponsor somebody, I'm personally not going to be doing all three of those legs of business. Your responsibility is to drive one leg in a player's business. Okay? Now, Tammy, I'm in that person's home. That person's home, and we got some sign-ups. Guess what? This person chose to sign up. Tammy was thinking about it. Guess what? Tammy has to sign up. She doesn't want to miss that $50 fast start check. It's called burning it from the bottom up. Okay? I get over here, so we look 1, 2, 3, 4. That's to say this person is Charlotte. Charlotte says, hey, can you come to my home too? I'll put 20 people in the room. She doesn't. You will be the leader on every 4 levels. You work with Charlotte as if you sponsored her. You take that now you have a team, you're 4 levels deep. You take that business 4 more levels deep, 8 levels deep. You now have a leg of business that will pay you up to 6 figures over the next 5 years. I can go back to every business I've been involved in, and I always go back to my first 20 people I sponsored, and I can identify we drove depth in one leg of business, and that leg of business was responsible for most of my income for the duration of my company. Are you listening to that?
Yeah.
You find one, you take them 4 levels deep, you work with that 4th level, and you take it another 4 levels deep. Then the trick becomes, when you're working on another leg of business, is you do that over here, but you let them know where you are, but you're not actually in that business anymore. Because the leader, Charlotte, and the leader on number 8 are actually strong enough to build without you being there. But you mentor them at a distance, right? But you let them know where you are, and they can plug in. Hey, what's doing that? All right, good deal. And the third law of building, and we just talked about it, is you don't have a leg of business until you're 8 levels deep. Good stuff? Again, don't have a recruit until your recruit has a recruit. My case is 3. You don't have a team until you're 4 levels deep. You don't have a leg of business until you're 8 levels deep. You sponsor 200 people, great. You made a whole lot of money in Fast Start. You have no depth, your team will fall apart. It's very difficult for these first 3 people to quit when you got Charlotte down there going nuts. That makes sense? Guys, it's called golden handcuffs. There's some people on my team that might not like me, but they are not quitting. I've seen their matrix. Right? Okay. Actually, everybody likes me. I'm playing. I'm kidding. But I mean, that's what I want to talk right there. So I'm going to do one last thing, and then I'm out of here. So I'm moving the floor a little bit. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
I really want to drive home this power of believing for just a moment. Okay. And I thank you for your flexibility in that. Here we go. You gotta get something you gotta read. You need some personal development, right? There has to be something that's speaking to you every single day, so that when the nonsense comes, you can just run right through it. Are you with me?
Yes.
Here's the nonsense. Here's the 40 years that they've told us that we got to go to work, right? This is the clouded mind. We got to go to work every single day, right? And you're going to come to one event, and you'll say, man, that was a good event he gave us today. We got some good stuff. We got some clear water. We got some pure thoughts. We got some stuff we really want, right? When we go home, we don't keep doing it. It still looks like this. You see what we're talking about? Well, guess what? That clarity, right? But guess what? I went to Barcelo. Everybody was jacked out of their mind. You still got this. But you're not constantly plugged in. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So you say, you know what? I'm really gonna go at this thing. I'm gonna listen every day. I'm gonna get those words, those images, those emotions. And I'm gonna keep pouring in and pouring in and pouring in. And eventually it's gonna get a little bit lighter. And I'm gonna keep pouring in and pouring in and pouring in. And eventually it's gonna clear up. But you see, you can't just push it out. I mean, you can't just slightly saturate it. You must totally immerse yourself in the information. Right? Remember that faith is a muscle. It's an emotion. And the only voluntary way to increase the emotion of faith and belief is through what? It's through repetitious information. You must hear over and over and over again everything that you need. If I had a picture, it's a lot more powerful, right? You get a picture of clear water, and this whole thing eventually disperses. The only way you can do it is by renewing of the mind. And when that clear water keeps coming in, it will eventually push out everything else. But you can't expect it to happen. You can't expect 20, 30 years to go away with one event. Are you with me on that? So with that said, I appreciate your time today, guys. I'm bringing some more local leadership. That's my time. Thank you so much for yours.